I'm NBA draft analyst Matt Babcock of Babcock Hoops. To kick off the NBA pre-draft process, I reached out to friends around the country who cover NBA teams projected to be drafting near the top of this year's draft, and asked them to send over questions. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Matt Modderno here on behalf of Wizards fans. Thanks for taking my question, Matt. I'm not advocating for drafting for fit. Wizards aren't in a place to be able to do that at this point, but just taking the drafting best player available thing out of the equation here. Which of the top 5 guys in this draft would be the best fit for this Wizards roster, and why do you think so?
When you look at the Wizards roster, they already have a lot of young talent under contractual control for years. Sarr, George, Koulibaly, Carrington, Whitmore, and Riley. So it's not like they're lacking young pieces. There's talent there, and there's upside there. But I'm not sure any of those guys, at least right now, project as the face of the franchise. That's really the key. The Wizards still need to find their guy. And that's why I don't think this is the time to overthink it. A lot obviously depends on how the lottery shakes out. If they win the lottery, I think I'd take AJ DeBonsa. But if they land somewhere in that 2 to 4 range, I'd be thrilled with Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, or Caleb Wilson. I think all 3 can be justified as strong long-term building blocks. The good thing for Washington is that the pieces they already have are versatile enough that these fits make sense. The wings they've got can coexist with a player like DeBonsa or Peterson, and Sarr can absolutely fit alongside a front court player like Boozer or Caleb Wilson long term. So my big picture answer is pretty simple. Don't draft for fit. Draft the best player in your front office's eyes. Long story short, the Wizards are in a great position to add a really exciting young prospect.
Caleb Wilson is constantly being mocked and ranked as a number 4 prospect in this draft class, but I'm curious, how close is he to the top 3 of Boozer, Peterson, and DeBonsa? And is there any chance that you could see him jumping one of those players to be drafted in the top 3 come June?
At 6'10", Caleb Wilson is incredibly athletic and versatile. We've been putting together highlight videos for different prospects, and his is ridiculous. Some of the dunks and clips look like they came from a video game. Wilson oozes talent, and I think he's just scratching the surface of his potential. I don't think it's outlandish to say he has as much upside as anyone else in the draft. When you also factor in some of the questions surrounding the other names in that range, it becomes even more realistic. We all know Darren Peterson had a clunky season, which raised some questions, while Cameron Boozer seems to draw mixed reviews depending on who you ask. Some scouts have Boozer as high as number 1, while others would slot Wilson ahead of him. So yes, I definitely think Caleb Wilson is in the mix to go top 3.
What's up, everybody? Kaplan of NetsDaily here, and my Nets-related draft question is something that actually myself and the other beat writers have been debating a lot this season. Let's say they don't get a ping pong ball on May 12th, and they fall into that 5 to 8 range. Seems like a lot of guards. Is there a guard that has a complementary skill set with all of these young ball handlers the Nets already have on the roster? Whether you want to include Danny Wolf as kind of a ball handling big, or the Yegor, Ben Suraf, Nolan Traore, Drake Powell side of things. Is there a guard that meshes well with them? Should they even consider that? Should they just go straight up best player available regardless of context? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's a great question, and you're right. The 5 to 8 range looks guard heavy at this point. Of course, after using high draft picks on all of those guards last year, ideally, you like to see them all hit on some level. So from a long-term roster construction standpoint, you absolutely have to think about how the pieces you're putting together can coexist over time. I think the one guard who naturally becomes polarizing in this scenario is Kingston Flemings, who I absolutely love as a prospect. However, he's very much an on-ball creator. So is that a great long-term fit? Maybe not. Darius Acuff is also an on-ball creator and dynamic scorer, but the difference is that he's a terrific outside shooter. So there's an argument that he could fit better. The guard I may like the most in this scenario is Keaton Wagler, because of his versatility. He's 6'6", shoots it well from outside, and can play on or off the ball. Then there are a few other options. LeBaron Furlan is very much an on-ball guy. Mikael Brown can fit as a strong outside shooting combo guard, and Braden Burries is more of an off-ball guard. And while I'm pinpointing and nitpicking how these guys might fit offensively, the bigger question in this hypothetical is probably on the defensive end. Who would all of the Nets perimeter players guard? That might be the bigger issue. From an archetype standpoint, Burries might actually fit best, but would taking him in the 5 to 8 range be a stretch? Yeah, maybe. But perceived draft range didn't stop the Nets from taking Yegor last year, so we'll see.
All right, from one Matt to another, you gotta help me out. I'm here in the Golden One Center. It's the six-man celebration, the final home game of what's been a brutal regular season for the Sacramento Kings. This team needs help. I'm talking a lot of help. They're looking for star power in this draft. But the NBA draft lottery, well, it can go anywhere. So Matt, you gotta tell me, outside of those top 2, 3, 4 spots, are there potential superstars out there? I'm talking faces of the franchise that the Sacramento Kings can still get, even if the draft lottery is not on their side.
Yes, absolutely. If you're picking in the 5 to 8 range, you may still be able to land a player with star potential. For me, that group likely includes some order of Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, Keaton Wagler, and Nate Ament. Flemings brings electric speed. Acuff is a dynamic scorer. Wagler offers size, shooting, and feel. And Ament has a smooth, high upside game at 6'10". So yes, I think there are potential stars outside the top 4. And that 5 to 8 range could be a great place to be picking in this year's draft.
Hey, this is James from the Hoops Nerd channel and from SLC Dunk. I cover the Jazz. My question is, if Utah jumps to the #1 pick, would they take Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonsa? Who would be the best fit for the team, both long-term and short-term?
From a fit standpoint, I think both would slide in seamlessly with Utah's long-term roster construction. So I don't see any real obstacles with either guy. I started the season with Peterson and DeBonsa's 1A and 1B. It was tight from the jump. But when you compare Peterson's weird season to the dominant year DeBonsa had, which you guys got a front row seat for in Utah, my confidence level is simply higher with DeBonsa right now. That's why I have him as the #1 prospect, whether it's for the Utah Jazz or anyone else. Thanks again to everyone who took part in this. Be sure to give them a follow. Links to their social media accounts are included below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for the Babcock Hoops channel and check out babcockhoops.com for more NBA draft coverage. That's all we have for today. I'm Matt Babcock, and this is Babcock Hoops. Thanks for tuning in.